in lecture 7. Lecture 7 application of determinant. Application of determinant using solving a system of linear equation by using the Cramer rule. Cramer rule, if I have a system of a linear equation and need n variable, you must have a non-zero determinant coefficient matrix. If I have this system a1x1 plus b1x2 plus and so on c1xn equal d. If I have n of system equation and I have n unknowns, yes, I found the value of x1 and x2 as x3 at 2xn by using delta. Delta is a coefficient of x1 and x2 and xn. You must delta the value of delta non equal 0, and I found delta x1. I replaced the coefficient of x1 to the constant like this. Yes, and I found delta x2. I replaced the coefficient of x2 by constant, and I found xn. I replaced coefficient of xn by 2 with this constant. Then delta then x1 equal delta x1 over delta, and x2 equal delta x2 over delta, and so on. Xn equal delta xn over delta. Yes. Now we use the Cramer rule to solve a system of linear equation have a two variables like x and y. This is equation 2x plus 4y equal 20, 3x plus 5y equal 28. Yes. Now I found five five steps. I make 5 steps. The first step is delta. Delta is the coefficient of x and the coefficient of y. Coefficient of x in the first equation equal 2. And the coefficient of x in the second equation equals 3. And y in the first equation, the coefficient is 4. And the second equation equal 5. This is the second order determinant. To solve this, I use the first row, and sign rule is a positive and negative. Then positive 2 multiplied 5, and 4 multiplied 3, minus 4 multiplied 3, then equal negative 2. Yes. The second step, I found delta x. Delta x, I cancelled the x or replaced x to the constant value. The determinant is delta x equal 20 and 28. I change the coefficient x to the constant, and put y 4 and 5. This is the second order determinant. Then the value of the determinant I using the first row, plus multiply 20 multiply 5 minus 4 multiply 28 equal negative 12. Yes. Now I found the third step is delta y. Delta y, I replaced the value of y to the constant. Then x is 2 and 3, and y replaced y is 2, 20 and 28. This is the second order. 2 multiply 28 minus 20 multiply 3, then equal negative 4. Yes. Now I found the fourth step. I told before solving I need 5 steps. First step is delta. Second step is delta x. Third step is delta y. The fourth step is x equal delta x over delta. Delta x I solve equal negative 12 over delta is equal negative 2 is equal 6. Yes. The last step is y equal delta y over delta. Delta y equal negative 4 over delta equal negative 2. Negative 4 over negative 2 equal 2. Yes. Now we use Cramer rule to solve a linear equation have the three variables x, y, z. If I have this equation, yes, now I have three equation x plus y minus z equal 3. The second equation is 2y plus 2z equal 4. The third equation is a 4x plus y minus 3z equal negative 2. Yes, now we solve it. I in this problem I need I need six steps, seven steps. The, the first is delta, the second is delta x, delta y, delta z, x, y, z. Yes, I have seven steps. The first step is delta. Delta is the coefficient of x, y, z. I need coefficient of x and y and z. Coefficient of x in the first equation equal 1. Second equation is 0 because 0 multiply anything equal 0. And the coefficient of x in the third equation is equal 4. A coefficient of y in the first equation equal 1. In second equation equal 2. In third equation equal 1. Z equal in the first equation the coefficient of z equal negative 1 and 2 and negative 3. Yes, to solve it I used Surf's rule. I explained lecture before. I rewrite the two first column 1 0 4 1 2 1, and I multiply the main diagonal 1 multiply 2 multiply negative 3 equal negative 6. The sign of direction equal is positive negative 6. The second 1 multiply 4 multiply 2 equal 8. I put positive 8, and negative 1 multiply 0 multiply 1 is equal 0. I put positive 0. I change direction. Multiply negative 1 multiply 2 multiply 4 equal negative 8. I put negative 8. Yes, I change the direction. 1 multiply 2 multiply 1 equal 2. I put negative 2. 1 multiply 0 multiply negative 3 equal 0. I put negative 0. Calculate this equal 8. Yes. Now I find delta x. Delta x, I change the coefficient of x to the constant. Yes. Then I put xy the same, the coefficient of y and the coefficient of z the same. Yes. I change the coefficient of x to the constant, then 3, 4, negative 2, and the coefficient of y first equation 1 to 1, and z negative 1 to negative 3. Yes, I put my determinant and rewrite the two first column and multiply negative 3 multiply 2 multiply 3 equal negative 18. I put positive negative 18 because this is left to right, and 1 multiply 2 multiply negative 2 equal negative 4. I put plus negative 4. Negative 1 multiply 4 multiply 1 equal negative 4. I put positive negative 4. Yes, and I change direction and I change the sign. Negative, I put negative 1 multiply 2 multiply negative 2 is equal 4, and I put negative 4. 3 multiply 2 multiply 1 is equal 6. I put negative 6. And the last one, 1 multiply 4 multiply negative 3 equal negative 12. I put negative 12. I calculate this is equal negative 24. Yes? Now we find delta y. Delta y, I replaced between the coefficient of y to the constant. I I I I I I this equation, this is the determinant 1 0 4 3 4 negative 2 negative 1 2 3. I put the determinant and I rewrite the first two column 1, 0, 4, 3, 4, negative 2, and multiply 1, multiply 4, multiply 3 equal negative 12. I put positive negative 12, 3 multiply 2 multiply 4 equal 24. I put positive 24, negative 2 multiply 0 multiply negative 1 equal 0. I put plus 0, and negative 1, I change the direction. Negative 1 multiply 4 equal negative 16, and 1 multiply 2 multiply negative 2 equal negative 4. I put negative 4. 3 multiply 0 multiply negative 3 equal 0. I put negative 0. I calculate equal 32. Now we find delta z. Delta z, I replaced the coefficient of z to the constant. Yes, I I find this is the value of determinant 1, 0, 4, 1, 2, 1, and replace the value of z to 3, 4, negative 2. I rewrite the, the determinant and put the first, rewrite the first two column and multiply 1, multiply 2, multiply negative 2 equal negative 4. I put positive negative 4. 1 multiply 4 equal 16. I put positive 16. 3 multiply 0 multiply negative 2 equals 0. I put positive 0, and I change direction. 3 multiply 2 multiply 4 equal 24. 20, I put negative 24. 1 multiply 4 multiply 1 equal 4. I put negative 4. 3 multiply 0 multiply negative 2 equal 0. I put negative 0. I calculate equal negative 16. Yes. Now I need to find the value of x. The value of x is delta x over delta. Delta x equal 20, negative 24, and delta I equal, is equal 8, negative 24 over 8 equal negative 3. Now we need to find y equal delta y over delta. Delta y equal 32 over delta equal 8, then y equal 4. And the last one, y, z equal delta z over delta. Delta z, I calculate it is negative 16 over delta is equal 8, then z equal negative 2. Yes, I solve another application of determinant. He need to plot the two straight line. I have a two straight line. Need to plot it and then find from the graph the cross or the intersection point, and use the Cramer rule to find the intersection point. Yes, the first I take the line 1 is y equal negative 5 plus 2x. To draw any line, I used 2 point. The easy to 2 point, put the first, put x equal 0 and then find value of y, and put y equal 0, then find value of x. The first row, the first row, you see, this is like this. Yes, I put x equals 0, then this is rule, I put negative 5 plus 2 is 0. Yes, y equal negative 5 plus 2 multiply 0, then y equal negative 5, then the first point is 0 and negative 5. Yes, and the second step, I put y equal 0. I put y equal 0. I put y equal 0. Then y equal negative 5 plus 2. I take negative 5 another side. This is negative, another side is a positive. Yes, and divided over 2. Then x equal 5 over 2 is equal 25. Then the second point is 2.5 and 0. Yes, the second line, I put x equal 0, then y equal 30 minus 3 multiply 0 equal 30. The first point is 0 and 30. The second, I put 0, the black color 0. I put y equal 0, then 0 equal 30 minus 3x. Then negative, I take 30 another side to the another side negative 30 equal negative 3x. I divided over negative 3, then x equal 10. The another point is 10 and 0. I draw the two line. I have a two line. The first line, the first line is the orange line. This, the orange line. I have a two point 0 and the negative 5, and another point is 2.5 and 0, and I draw the line. And the second line, that I have a 2 point. The first point is 0 and 30. The second point is 0 and 10 and 0. This is line. This is point. And when this is two line intersection in 7 and the 9. Yes, by this is by graphic. Now I use Cramer to find the intersection point. The two equation, negative 2x plus y equal negative 5, 3x plus y equal 30. I order the equation, put x under x and y above y, equal above equal, and constant above constant. Yes. Now we find the 5 steps. The first step is delta. Delta is a coefficient of x and y, and delta x, I replaced value of coefficient of x to the constant, and find delta y, the coefficient. I replaced the coefficient of y to the value. Let's go. Delta, the coefficient of x in the first equation equal negative 2. The coefficient of x in the second equation equal 3. Yes. In y, the coefficient of y in first equation equal 1. The coefficient of y in the second equation equal 1. Then this is the second order determinant. To solve it, I used the first row, and remain the sign is a positive and the negative. Then positive negative 2 multiply 1 minus 1 multiply 3, then equal negative 5. Now I need to find delta x. Delta x, I replaced the coefficient of x to the constant. The constant is negative 5 at 30, and I put y the same, 1 and 1. Yes. Now multiply negative 5 multiply 1 minus 1 multiply 30, then equal negative 35. We need to find the delta y. Delta y is equal, I put x, the coefficient of x is negative 2 and 3, and replace the coefficient of y to the constant, negative 5 and 30, and then multiply negative 2 multiply 30, minus 5 multiply 3, then equal negative 45. Then x equal delta x over delta. Delta x equal negative 35 over delta negative 5, then equal 7. Y equal delta y over delta. Delta y equal negative 45 over negative 5 equal 9. Yes, this is the same in the same problem. Now I take the application to solve by using Cramer. I have supply and the domain function. Yes, he need to find the inequilibrium position, and he find by using and algebra and using sketch. Yes, inequilibrium point when the quantity of supply equal quantity of domain. If the two quantity of supply and domain equal, then this is the equilibrium point. Then I put QS equal QD. QS equal 8B and QD equal 96 minus 4B. Yes, I put the two equation equal. Then I change negative 4B another side, go another side the positive. Then I found AB plus 4B equal 96. Then 8 plus 4 equal 12. I divided the two sides over 12. Then B equal 8. Yes, I take B equal 8 and substitute in the first equation of supply. Then I QS equal 8 multiply 8 equals 64. Then the equilibrium point is 64 and A. You must put Q before B. Q in x-axis and B in y-axis. Yes. I now I need to draw the two equation. First, I make an inverse function. Inverse function. I put B in one side. One side. This is explained in the lecture 3. Lecture 3. B, then Q equal 8B, then B in one side only. I divided over 8. Now I put I need to find the point. I put B first equal 0. Yes. And when I put Q equal 0, then B equal 0 over 8 equal 0. This is the first point, 0 and 0. And I take the another value is 96. 96 over 8 equal 12. Then another this is another point is 96 and 12. The second line is Q equal, this is the equation of domain. Q equal 96 minus 4B. We will switch between B and Q. Negative B another side positive B, and Q another side negative Q. Then I divided over 4 on the two sides. Then AB equal 24 minus Q over 4. Yes, this is by step by step. I make a table, put Q equal 0. I substituted 24 minus 0 over 4 equal 24. Then the first point is 0 and 24. And B put 96. How to find 96? 96, I come from what is the value, make the two equation equal 0. Yes, if you substitute in the second line, put Q equal 0, then I put B equal 0, then Q equal 69. Yes, I put 0 in two equations. The first equation, if put 0, B equals 0, Q equals 0. I take the first point. In the second line, if I put B equals 0, then Q equals 96, then I use the 0 and the 96 in two equations. Yes? And I in the last dialog, I put 96 in the equation, then equal 24 minus 96 over 4, then equal 24. 24 minus 24 equal 0. The second equation in the second line is the same. Second point in the second line is 96 and 0. Yes, I drew it. This is graph. The first line of QS is 8B. This line, green line, the first point is 0 0. Yes, and the second point is 96 and 12. Yes, and the second line is this line started with 0 and 24,
and the second point is 96 and 0. The intersection point of two lines is the point 64 and 8. This is an equilibrium point. In this graph, I found the inequilibrium point. Thanks.